She never imagined that sharing her happiest news would lead to the darkest day of her life. In a world that promises equality, she was fired simply for being pregnant. The moment her boss delivered the crushing news, everything around her seemed to shatter. But deep inside, a fire ignited a determination that refused to be broken. This is not just a story of losing a job, but a journey of rising from the ashes of rejection to build something no one ever believed she could. In the next few minutes, you will witness how a woman pushed beyond limits, faced heartbreak, overcame endless obstacles, and turned her greatest setback into an empire that changed her life forever. This is the story of courage, resilience, and the unyielding spirit of a woman who bought the very company that once let her go. Watch closely, because what happens next will inspire you to believe in the impossible and fight for your dreams, no matter the odds. If you believe in rising stronger after every fall and want to hear more real stories of courage and success, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Don't miss out on the inspiring journeys that can change the way you see life. Join our community, and let's grow together. She woke up that morning full of hope and excitement. Her heart was light as she thought about the news she was going to share with her team at work. The dream she had nurtured for months was finally coming true. She was pregnant, the miracle she had longed for. She believed this would be a moment of joy and celebration. But little did she know that this day would turn into a nightmare that would change her life forever. As she walked into the office, her smile was radiant. She had the kind of glow that only expectant mothers have. Her coworkers noticed the change. Some smiled, others whispered, but none expected what was about to happen when she reached her boss's office. She felt a mix of nerves and happiness. She took a deep breath and started to tell her news. Instead of congratulations, her boss's face darkened. The atmosphere shifted suddenly. The words she heard next felt like a cold slap to her face. "You are fired, effective immediately." Her voice shaking, she could hardly believe the words. Her heart pounded in her chest. The reason given was that her pregnancy would interfere with work and that the company could not accommodate her needs. She was stunned, speechless, and utterly betrayed. She left the office feeling broken, confused, and angry. How could something so beautiful be the cause of her losing everything she had worked so hard for? She thought about the long hours, the dedication, the sacrifices she had made, and now she was being cast aside as if her future meant nothing. Outside the building, the world seemed cruel and unfair. The support she hoped for from friends and colleagues was missing. Some avoided her while others whispered about her as if she was to blame for her own misfortune. She felt isolated and alone. But deep inside, a small flame of determination began to flicker. Despite the pain, she refused to let this moment define her or end her story. In the days that followed, she faced endless challenges, from managing her emotions to dealing with financial uncertainty. Yet every setback fueled her desire to prove them wrong, to show that pregnancy was not a weakness, but a strength that could lead to something greater. She started to plan her next steps with quiet resolve. Her story became one not just about losing a job, but about fighting for dignity, respect, and the right to pursue her dreams. No matter the obstacles ahead, this was the beginning of a journey that would test her courage and resilience, and ultimately inspire many others who had faced similar struggles. She learned that sometimes life's hardest moments are the ones that teach us the most about who we truly are and what we are capable of becoming. And so, with a heart full of hope and a spirit unbroken, she took her first step into the unknown, ready to rewrite her destiny and show the world that being fired for becoming pregnant was not the end, but the start of something extraordinary. The days after she was fired were some of the toughest she had ever faced. Her mind was a storm of emotions. Sadness, anger, confusion, and fear battled within her. She wondered how people could be so cruel to punish someone for bringing new life into the world. Family members and friends were divided. Some offered support, while others questioned her choices and whispered doubts behind her back. Society's judgment weighed heavily on her shoulders, but she refused to let it crush her spirit. Everywhere she went, she could feel the eyes watching, judging, expecting her to fail. But instead of breaking, she found strength in the pain. Each rejection and each harsh word became fuel for her determination. She reminded herself that her worth was not defined by others and that her dreams were still alive no matter what. She started waking up earlier than before and working harder than ever before. She read books about business and success, attended free workshops, and sought advice from anyone willing to listen. Her home became a place of learning and planning rather than sorrow. She refused to wallow in despair. Instead, she transformed her heartbreak into a mission to succeed. Loneliness was her constant companion, but she used that time to reflect and grow. She wrote down her goals and created a clear vision for her future. A future where she would prove everyone wrong and show that pregnancy was a chapter in her story, not the end. Her determination attracted a small circle of supporters, people who believed in her vision and joined her on the journey. They offered encouragement, practical help, and reminded her that she was not alone. This phase was not easy, but it was necessary. It shaped her character, tested her resolve, and prepared her for the challenges ahead. Through judgment and heartbreak, she emerged stronger, ready to fight for her place in the world and to build the empire that no one had thought possible. After the storm of judgment and heartbreak, she found herself standing at the edge of uncertainty, with nothing but a dream and a fierce determination to prove everyone wrong. The world that had once rejected her now became her challenge and her motivation. Every day was a test of willpower and grit, but she refused to give in or lose hope. She knew that success would not come overnight, nor would it be easy, but she embraced the grind with a spirit fueled by both necessity and passion. Without a steady income, she had to find ways to survive and to keep her vision alive. She took on odd jobs, from cleaning offices to working late-night shifts wherever she could find work. Each task was a step towards her goal, even when it felt like she was moving too slowly. Her days were long and exhausting, but her nights were filled with dreams of what could be. She transformed a small corner of her apartment into a workspace surrounded by books, notebooks, and a whiteboard full of ideas. She researched every detail about the industry she wanted to enter, understanding her market, her competition, and most importantly, her customers. She knew that knowledge was power, and she armed herself with it. She started small, selling handmade products online. At first it was slow, just a few orders here and there, but each sale brought a spark of hope. Her customers appreciated her personal touch and the story behind her products. Word began to spread, and slowly her small business started to grow. One of the biggest challenges was balancing her health and pregnancy with the demands of entrepreneurship. There were days when fatigue and sickness threatened to overwhelm her, but she pushed through with the help of supportive friends and sheer willpower. She kept reminding herself that she was not only building a business, but also creating a future for her child, a legacy of strength and resilience. Financial struggles were constant, but she learned to be resourceful, cutting unnecessary expenses and finding creative solutions to problems. She avoided debt and focused on steady growth, understanding that slow and sustainable success would last longer than quick gains. Networking became a vital part of her journey. She reached out to local business groups, attended community events, and connected with other women entrepreneurs who became her mentors and allies. Their encouragement and advice helped her navigate the complexities of running a business and gave her the confidence to dream bigger. Failures came often, but each one was a lesson. She learned to adapt her strategies to changing circumstances and to never take rejection personally. Her persistence inspired those around her, and slowly but surely the seeds of her empire were being planted. As her business gained traction, she reinvested every penny back into growth, expanding her product range and improving quality. She focused on building a brand that stood for authenticity, integrity, and empowerment. She wanted every customer to feel that by supporting her, they were part of a greater mission, The support of her small circle of friends and family was invaluable, but she also made peace with the fact that some people would never understand her journey. She chose to surround herself with positivity and to keep her eyes on the prize no matter the noise or negativity. Her pregnancy progressed alongside her business, each milestone a reminder of the life she was bringing into the world and the future she was shaping. It gave her strength and purpose even on the toughest days. Through sheer hustle, grit, and determination, she transformed from a woman fired for being pregnant to a rising entrepreneur, building her dream one step at a time. Her story was no longer just about loss, but about courage, transformation, and the power of belief. The foundation was laid, the first victories won, but the journey was far from over. The unexpected breakthrough that would change everything forever was still ahead, a moment when her hard work would finally meet opportunity and catapult her to success. For months, she had worked tirelessly, pouring every ounce of energy and hope into her fledgling business. The long hours, the sacrifices, and the relentless hustle were beginning to take a toll, but she had no intention of stopping. The vision she held onto was bigger than any obstacle, and even the darkest days could not dim her resolve. She spent countless nights researching market trends, analyzing customer feedback, and refining her products. It was during one of these late nights filled with determination and exhaustion that an opportunity arose unexpectedly. One of her loyal customers recommended her products to a local boutique owner who was looking for unique, authentic items to add to the store's collection. This simple introduction was the spark that would ignite her journey to success. The boutique owner was impressed not only by the quality of the products, but by the story behind them. The resilience, the authenticity, and the passion that radiated from every piece created a connection that transcended business. She was invited to showcase her products in the store, and soon the demand began to grow rapidly. This breakthrough was not just about sales, it was about validation. It was proof that her dream was real and that her hard work was paying off. For the first time, she felt that the world was beginning to recognize her worth and the potential of what she was building. With the boutique's support, she expanded her reach to other stores in the area and started participating in local markets and fairs. Each event was a new chance to tell her story to more people and to build a community of supporters who believed in her vision. The feedback was overwhelmingly positive, and the encouragement fueled her drive even further. Financial stability was still fragile, but the steady increase in orders allowed her to invest in better materials, hire a small team, and improve her operations. The transition from solo hustler to business owner was challenging but exciting. She learned to delegate and trust others to help carry the mission forward. The media soon caught wind of her inspiring story. A local newspaper featured her journey, highlighting how she overcame discrimination and adversity to build a thriving business. The article brought new attention and opportunities, including invitations to speak at women's empowerment events and business panels. She embraced these moments, using them to inspire others and to solidify her brand as one built on strength and courage. Despite the growing success, she remained grounded, remembering the painful moment when she was fired for being pregnant. It was a reminder of how far she had come and why she had to keep pushing. The memory of rejection fueled her passion to create not just a business, but a legacy. Her child's birth was another pivotal moment, marking the beginning of a new chapter filled with hope and promise. Balancing motherhood with entrepreneurship was difficult, but she found strength in the dual role, knowing that she was building a future for both of them. As her brand grew, so did her confidence. She started exploring new markets, including online platforms and international customers. Her story resonated with people far beyond her local community, and she began receiving messages of support from all over the country. The breakthrough also opened doors for collaborations with other entrepreneurs and organizations that shared her values. She partnered with charities supporting women and mothers, turning her business into a force for positive change. Her journey became about more than profit. It became a movement of empowerment and resilience. Challenges still came her way, but she faced them with a newfound wisdom and experience. The lessons learned from hardship had prepared her to navigate setbacks with grace and determination. Each obstacle was an opportunity to grow stronger and smarter. Her company continued to thrive, growing from a small home-based operation into a respected brand known for quality and heart. The very company that once rejected her now sought her expertise and partnership. This ironic twist was a testament to her unyielding spirit and the power of perseverance. The breakthrough was not a single moment, but a series of events that built momentum and transformed her life forever. It was the reward of faith in herself and the refusal to accept defeat. No longer the woman who was fired for being pregnant, she had become a symbol of hope for countless others facing similar struggles. Her story showed that sometimes the darkest moments lead to the brightest futures, and that with courage, resilience, and belief, anything is possible. The breakthrough was just the beginning of an extraordinary journey that would continue to inspire and change lives for years to come. The moment she stepped into the very building where she was once fired, her heart pounded with a mixture of disbelief and triumph. Every step she took echoed a story of grit, perseverance, and unshakable faith in herself. It had been only 3 years since that humiliating day when her boss had dismissed her for being pregnant, but now the tables had turned completely. Her journey from a small home business owner to the proud owner of the entire company was nothing short of extraordinary. It was a story built on relentless hard work, smart decisions, and an unwavering belief that no circumstance could define her future. Those first months after the breakthrough were filled with rapid growth and endless challenges. She had to learn the ropes of scaling a business, managing finances, and leading a team. But each hurdle was met with determination and a willingness to learn from mistakes. Her resilience turned obstacles into opportunities. She reinvested every profit, carefully making strategic moves to expand production, improve product quality, and enhance customer experience. Her brand became synonymous with trust and empowerment, attracting loyal customers and talented employees who believed in the mission. Along the way, she faced competition from established players who doubted her ability to survive, much less thrive. But her innovative approach and authentic story gave her an edge. She focused on building strong relationships with suppliers, partners, and customers, creating a network that supported her vision. Financial discipline was crucial. She managed cash flow meticulously, avoided unnecessary debt, and sought advice from financial experts. She also explored funding options, including small business loans and investors who shared her values. These resources helped fuel expansion without compromising control. Her leadership style evolved too, becoming more confident and inspiring. She cultivated a positive company culture based on respect, inclusivity, and shared purpose. Employees became passionate ambassadors of the brand, motivated by the story they were helping to write. The turning point came when the original company owner faced financial difficulties and was open to selling parts of the business. She saw an opportunity to acquire the company that had once rejected her, investing wisely and negotiating with patience and professionalism. Buying the company was not just a business move, but a powerful statement. It symbolized her victory over prejudice and adversity, proving that determination and integrity can overcome even the harshest challenges. The acquisition was celebrated not just by her team, but by her community and supporters, who saw it as a win for everyone. Once in control, she continued to innovate, introducing new products, expanding markets, and leveraging technology to streamline operations. Her vision extended beyond profit. She aimed to create jobs, empower women, and give back to the community that had supported her journey. Her story inspired many, especially women who saw in her a role model, breaking barriers and rewriting narratives about what is possible despite setbacks. She spoke openly about her struggles and triumphs, using her platform to encourage others to believe in themselves and pursue their dreams relentlessly. Looking back, she realized that the journey had transformed her not only as a businesswoman, but as a person. She learned patience, humility, and the importance of staying true to her values even in the face of pressure and temptation. The woman who was once fired for getting pregnant had become a powerful symbol of hope and success. Her story was a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the extraordinary things that can happen when you refuse to give up. In just 3 years, She had turned pain into power, built an empire, and shown the world that no obstacle is too great when you have courage and faith. The company that once dismissed her was now a beacon of her legacy, a legacy that would inspire generations to come.